Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RMTV Women's podcast. This is episode 85, and as you can see this week, me and Amy are joined by Grace from Miskik. Grace, how are you?
Hello, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Plodding on.
It's mad, isn't it?
Tell me about it.
Yeah. I suppose the first question is really, like, how have you been finding this whole quarantine/lockdown situation?
It's mad, isn't it? Like, I feel like I'm in a film or like a Netflix series. Like, I don't know, it's like it's going on around me, but you can't really take it in. Do you feel like that? A bit like surreal.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like not happening to you, but obviously it is. I don't know, it's weird. Like, and I thought, like, as it went on a bit longer that, you know, I would get used to it, but I still feel very much like when you see it on the news and stuff, it's just so crazy. And yeah, it's mad.
Just feels like a bit of a ghost town. Like, when you go outside, to be fair, if you hit at certain points, there's like 2 points of the day where there's so many people that are out, but then if you hit it at a different point, you just literally see no one, and it's the weirdest thing, because you're like walking around, like you walk past all like the pubs and the restaurants, and like this is beer garden weather, and they're all closed, and you walk past and you're just like, oh my god, all I want to do is be there, but you can't do it. But it's one of them things.
I went for a walk yesterday, and it was like, I think it was like 1 o'clock, so it was like peak of the day, and literally there's like a park right by my house, but I didn't walk through, I just walked past, and it was so busy, and there was like just like so many, there wasn't like groups of people, but you know, and there's like 2 or 3 people, like, and they were all like walking like, you know, a good distance between each other. I thought like you'd see like 2 girls, and I thought to myself, you don't know each other, like, to like self-isolate each other, like, you definitely just met up with your mate to go for a walk. And I was like, that's not the purpose, like, of doing it all. But yeah, like you said, like, there's just like certain sections and certain times of the day that are so busy, and then like you go out at like I went to shop at night at like 7, and it was like empty everywhere. But if you went out at like 1, 2, it's so busy, and you're like, what's going on?
Literally. I always say to my mum and dad, like, in a few years' time, people will be sat in like history or science lessons learning about this, and it's like, I lived through that.
Yeah,
the weirdest thing.
With grandkids, like, listen, I survived coronavirus. Like, it will be one of them stories to tell everyone. It is. I think like will anything like this ever happen again in our lives? I don't know. So we just gotta embrace it.
I know,
Well, it's what you can do, otherwise you'll end up being sad every single day. You've got to.
I know. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy? You've been smashing the old TikToks, to be fair.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? So many people have been like, you need to get on TikTok. And I've been like, nah, I'm not getting, like, I saw it as like something for like young kids. Like, one of my mates downloaded it, and I was like, why have you got TikTok? But obviously, like, being in isolation and stuff, I'm going to see what it's like, and I love it. I'm like addicted. I'm on all, like, whenever I'm on my phone now, over Instagram, Twitter, I'm on TikTok. I'm just loving I just love it so much. And it's just like something new to do, isn't it? And for like Miskik and stuff, it's great because, you know, you're putting stuff together, and people are like going and doing it. And as well, like Amy had to go. The drink. I love it.
So long. I was there like, which one is left? Which one is right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's brilliant though. TikTok has taken over my life. It really has. Because it's one of them apps where, like, as soon as you finish one, it goes to the next, and you're like, oh, you have no time to think, oh, I should probably go do something else now. And then the next thing you know, it's like half an hour later, you're sat in the same position, you've not moved, and you're still looking, and you're always like, I don't know if anyone else is the same, but I'm looking, because all these people on TikTok are so good at dancing, and I'm terrible, and I've been trying to like learn these dances, and like the way that they move is just like, I can't move in that way. And I'm trying so hard to do it, but it just feels like they do it so naturally, and I'm there like, how have they done this? It's just crazy.
They're all really good looking, aren't they, as well? Like, do all the makeup, and I'm like, I just couldn't do that. I'm so jealous. Like,
it's such a good time though. It keeps you busy. I guess, like, I feel like that's the one app apart from Zoom as well that is just like blown up through quarantine. Like everyone's getting involved with it. Like so many people. I think what they call like TikTokers. Is that like the name?
Yeah.
With it.
TikTok
There's so
famous.
many different ones. TikTok famous. There you go. It's brilliant. It is passing the time though. It's been a bit of a godsend.
Well, put it this way, I wake up every morning and there's a new TikTok from Amy that she sent me on like WhatsApp. That she's like, look, I'm just filming with one. I'm like, you can't have any more to film. Like, surely there's not a new challenge for you to film.
It's endless. It is endless. You can do anything on TikTok. It's brilliant. I love it.
But like you set like a few challenges, Grace, for like people to like send in, and you did the Drake one, and then I just about mastered the Drake one, and you were like, add this move in, and I was like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna do this? What's the response to you? I've had like loads of people been sending videos in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think because obviously everyone's at home and they've got like I felt like I had a responsibility almost, you know, to like the girls who've got like no football going on to sort of come up with some ideas and just to do something different and something that they can do as well, because I know a lot of people have been doing like challenges and stuff, but I thought like TikTok's quite fun, like you can do it to music, and I sort of like piggybacked on the trends of like what was going on TikTok, so like I wasn't making them up myself, I just sort of put a football in or did it that way. But no, we've had like a few. I love it like when people like tag me and stuff. I think, oh, like you've actually gone and done it. Like it makes me so happy. The response has been good. I'm always trying to beat myself though now. I'm like, right, I'm sat here, like, because I've got loads of work to do anyway. All I want to do now is go make TikToks in the garden. And I'm like, no, I'm trying not to be like dead strict with myself, but I'm always like, what can I do now? Like, what's the next sort of thing I can do? But the only way I get inspiration is by looking at TikTok. So I'm like scrolling through, like, and then you can save the songs or the moves. I'm like, right, okay, I saved that one, and I'll look back to it when I've got time. But it's been fun. Good.
I love the parents one. I tried to get my mum to do it, but she was not having it.
My poor mum, I was like, you have no choice. Like, you're doing a step over in the garden with me right now. She was like, put a makeup on and like brushed her hair, and I was like, oh, bless her.
Oh, that's so cute.
But like, you are like running a business during like the maddest time. Like, what's it done? Like, trying to like keep it all like together and like busy and active and stuff like that.
At first, I was so like panicky because I thought it's because it's so uncertain, like no one really knows like what's going to happen, and I'm like still very much a startup, like I'm a very small business, so a lot of people will lose their businesses during this time, and I was thinking, oh gosh, I really don't want that to be me. So at first I was a bit like, was a bit concerned, but you know, you've got to look at these things as like an opportunity to do something new or as like a challenge. So for me, I had loads of plans for the summer, so we had like loads of pop-ups all booked, and I've just had to completely like cast that aside and come up with new ideas. So it's been hard work trying to think of like, well, what it's like, because it came out of nowhere, like no one saw this coming. But it's been okay. I think a lot of our products anyway, it's very much like loungewear, like stuff you can wear in the house, and you know, I'm not selling like designer clothes or, you know, stuff that's really expensive that no one's going to be buying at this time. So, you know, we'll be okay. Like we launched some new stuff a couple of weeks ago, and it went okay. Like it wasn't as high as I thought it would have done, but like I don't blame people with what's going on, that, you know, people are like losing their jobs, and it's very like no one knows what's happening day to day. So, you know, we'll just keep cracking on and just keep trying to do what we do. And yeah, like it's now as the weeks have gone on a bit more, and you know, you're going to be in isolation a bit longer. Like we've got a bit more of a plan. So we'll be okay. Like we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Have you found it sort of difficult to? Have you found it difficult to like plan for the future in terms of what if you're going to be bringing like new things out, if you've got other stuff that you were going to be doing? Is it sort of been difficult to wrap your head around whether, yeah, okay, we'll do that, or do we need to hold back and sort of wait for a bit of a green flag to go ahead with some certain things?
Yeah, so like I'm a bad planner. Like I like to have all my days planned out every single day, every week. And with the coronavirus, it's hard because like you can't, because you just don't know how long you're going to be in isolation for. Or so you can have like a sort of a plan. So like, for example, a big thing that I'm focusing on at the minute is looking at the website, because everyone's going to be online, and social media, how I can increase my social media following. So that's like a broad thing that can be changed regardless of the situation. But yeah, like I remember with the new products, I was thinking, I don't know whether it's appropriate, you know, to be launching some stuff and with everything that's going on. But I thought it brings like people happiness and positivity, so I thought I'm just gonna roll with it and see how it goes. But yeah, it is hard, because like I spent like probably the past 6 months planning for the next 6 months, and like I had it all planned out, like what was going to happen, when I needed to be buying stock for all these events, and obviously like it's all just been sort of thrown up in the air. So I was a bit like gutted at first, but you know, these things happen, and like I say, people will lose the businesses. So if I can get through this, then I think we'll come out the other end a lot stronger.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing for a lot of people is figuring out what to do with like their time. So you've obviously got a small business, us with like the podcast, like, you know, after like the first two podcasts like filming at home, we were like, right, what are we going to talk about next week? Because there's literally nothing going on in the sporting world. So like, you're trying to we just didn't want to like be doing the same thing every week. So it's like you said, trying to think of like new things to like do to keep people like interested in and like interactive with like what you're doing is like, it's quite hard. But I mean, you certainly seem to have been smashing it at the minute. Like you're getting quite like a good social media presence, which is like really cool as well. Like you said, that's one of the things that you wanted to go. So that seems to have like, although you may not be able to launch something that you want to do, you've been able to sort of launch your social media a little bit more.
Yeah, I think with anything, like, you've just got to be flexible and just be able to adapt to the situation. Like, you can't wallow, like, because I did probably for about a day, and I was like, no, what is going on? Like, oh, my plans, I've spent all this time. And then I was like, get a grip, like, you need to, this is like another opportunity to do something different. So I thought, I've been desperate to look at my social media and wait, like, because at the minute, I'll just do posts and stuff, and I won't actually analyse how they do. And it's a really big part of being able to get more engagement and more followers, is actually stopping and be like, right, what worked, what didn't work, what are people liking, you know. And I've never done that, because I've just always been very much looking ahead, planning my stuff. So now I've got this time on my hands, I think this is the perfect opportunity to really focus on that. And that's what I've been doing, and I enjoy doing it, to be fair. It's part of the job that I like to do, is the social media. So yeah, I mean, you have to be adaptable and just got to go with it.
I feel like that's such a common thing. Like, I was saying to my parents the other day, even just like stuff around the house, after this whole like period's finished, everyone's houses are going to be absolutely one pristine. All the jobs that everyone's put off for like 10 years are going to be done. Like, the shed's going to be painted, the cars are going to be washed, shelves are going to be fixed. I just think everyone's house is going to be perfect because they have the time to do it. I think obviously the coronavirus is such a horrible thing, like the amount of people it's affecting and just families that are being interrupted by it. But if you really like try hard to think of the positives, people have got so much more time. They're sort of just taking a break, because life can be so fast, full on, intense and everything. But now people are actually being forced to have the time to sort of take a step back and be like, okay, what do I need to change in the future? What do I need to change now? Even for us, like, what do we want to do? What, as you said, what works well, what doesn't work well? Everyone sort of has these time to do these little jobs, which if you're looking closely, it's been potentially a positive outcome of this virus. I know it's obviously not a positive thing, but if you really like nitpicking to see, there is just so much more time to sort of nitpick at things and change things and improve them, which you might not have had time to do before, which has been a bit weird, but it's been quite positive to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, I think another positive that I found as well is that, like, me and my family never spend time together, like, because we're always off doing our own things. Like, my brother's off doing his own thing, I'm never in the house, like, my mum's working, my dad's working, and now because we're all in the house together, it forces you to actually have that sort of time. I think it's helped us 1,000,000%, like, because you can't go anywhere, so, you know, if you want to like have a drink outside with your family, or you're ordering a takeaway, you're doing it together because you're just all in the house. I think that's another positive that sort of come from it. What about you guys? Have you found that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's been it's been me, my sister and my dad, because my mum works in the hospital, so she's a key worker, so she's been in. So like my dad's normally gone to work before I even get up, and like by the time he comes in, like I'm doing like other things, so like we didn't really spend a lot of time with each other. And then the football of the weekend was like our thing where we went together. So like now that we didn't have that, and then we're just stuck in the house with each other, like we've actually, because it's only been us two, we haven't really like had any arguments. So like we've been like all right, we've been able to like sort of just work around each other and do what we wanted to do. And my dad just keeps himself busy, like he's a builder, so like he's looking for anything to like knock down or like fix. Like literally everything in the house is fixed. Like there's nothing more that he can do. Like he's cut the trees and everything in the garden, like he's got it all out. So like he's getting to the stage now where he's getting a bit of cabin fever because there's nothing else to do. So like he's been like a little bit moody, but then like he's all right like an hour later. So like that, it's been really nice to sort of just like see him for like a long period of time, and then like when your mum comes in of an evening, like that sort of like changes the day completely, because she's got like a whole different like look on the day. So like she tells us what her day's been like, so that like kills like an hour or two while like we eat tea and stuff like that. So before I know it, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh well, another day is done. Like I'm actually not struggling as much as I thought, which is like really nice, because I thought like after a week I'd be a bit like, oh okay, and like I have had those days, but then now like I just see it as like a normal thing. Like I think I've just got to the stage where like I'm at normality now, so like I know what my day's gonna consist of. I know I can only go out for like an hour once a day. I know I'm not gonna have much to do, but like you've just gotta like just sort of roll with it.
I think it's very like up and down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like one day I'll be absolutely fine. It's like I don't dislike being here, but then the next day I'll be like, Dad, oh, you just want to get on, don't you? Like and go like carry on with your life, and you can't. And then but then the next day you'll be okay. And yeah, I feel very up and down as well. Like I completely get that. Yeah.
I'm the same. I feel like I don't know. I feel like because obviously I'm not at home often because I'm at uni most of the year, probably about more than half of the year, so I'm not home as is. But to the first like week or so, because I came back a week before like lockdown officially happened, so I was already home for a week and not really leaving the house as much anyways, just as like a precaution. And then I think it got to the end of the second week, and just because I like to live my life at such a quick pace, I like to always be doing something. I can't just sit and not do anything. I need to be, I'll go do this, I'll go do that, I'll go out to the shop, I'll go blah blah blah, I'll go to the gym, I'll go do something else. And then to actually just be like, okay, you need to stay in your house. You can't do anything, or you can only do things that revolve around the four walls. I think it's really difficult, and like as you said before, you do need to adapt to it. But then also, it's completely normal to have off days, because no one can be 100% of the time. But I do think it is about adapting to it. And like, how many weeks has it been? 3 or 4 weeks now?
Don't even know what day it is.
I think this is the third. I think it was 3 weeks Monday just gone that we went into lockdown.
Okay, so this is the fourth
official week. So we're going into the 4th week.
Yeah. I feel like the most important thing is to have a routine. Like, as soon as you get up, I don't know, you do like, you brush your teeth, you do that, you go down, eat your breakfast, and then kind of throw yourself into something already. So then when it gets to lunchtime, you can be like, oh, I've already done something today. So you don't feel like you just sat around doing nothing. That's what's helped me, because yesterday, I got up and then I just went and washed the car, because I was like, oh, the car needs cleaning. And then by lunchtime, I was like, I am tired from washing the car. So then I like sat down the rest of the afternoon. But then I was like, oh, I don't feel as bad because I've actually done something. Whereas on a day that I just wake up and I just go and sit in front of the telly for like the whole morning, I'm like, well, I feel a bit bad today, or I feel a bit down or whatever. So it's definitely about sort of building a routine to get you through it.
Yeah. I think mine was like, because I had my dissertation to do, like my days were busy, because like as soon as I woke up it was dissertation till like when I fell asleep, and then it was the same routine for like 2 weeks. There's like the deadline's done now, like I'm finished, I've handed it in, so I'm like, I handed it in Monday and I woke up Tuesday morning and I was like, what should I do? Like, what has anyone got anything I should do? And everyone was just like, no, like, just
have a day off.
do.
Like,
Yeah, that's what they said, and I was
taken.
like, what? I was like, a day off? Like, what am I gonna do?
Day
Like,
off.
yeah, genuinely. But like, anyone else found themselves like going back in time as well? Like, we got the Wii and was like playing Mario Kart the other day,
Okay.
and I was like, oh my god, Mario Kart! I haven't played this since I was like 10. Like, this is amazing.
Literally.
Like all game.
Yeah, we're a bit like that. Like everyone just like fans and stuff. Like, and we've got like Monopoly, like just like stuff that you'd never do ever. Like if this wasn't happening, it's mad. It's just silly. It's
like
good though.
Yeah, it's my sister's birthday, the 7th of May, and I was like, oh, I ended up think we'll be out of lockdown by then, to be honest, and I still think we'll be in there. And she's turned 23, so she was like, oh, it's not really like a special birthday, it's like 21 or whatever. So I what are you gonna do? And she went, we'll have like a Mario Kart party. And I was like, oh my god, that you're turning 23, and it's like we're gonna play Mario Kart and get like pizza. Like, it's like a 10-year-old birthday like party like all over again.
I do feel sorry for people who are having birthdays during this time though. I've known so many people who've been like, oh, birthday inside. It's like, oh, I feel really sorry for you. Especially like our year, because it's like we all turned 21 this year.
21.
So it's like, oh, if you have your 21 stuck inside, it must be so sad.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to go on a holiday for my 21st. Like, we were supposed to be into Florida like the same time. And like, we don't think it's gonna happen now, which is like really sad.
When are you meant to be going?
4th of June.
Ah, no.
I think we'll just miss it.
I thought you were gonna say like September.
No, 4th of June.
I think if it was in July, if like it was the start of July, we might have been okay. But I think June is probably like a little bit too early, which is a bit unfortunate.
Oh,
I know, we're trying to like figure out like dates to like change it, and like we're like, oh, what about this date? And like my sister's like, no, I'm away with like my mates then. And then we're like, what about this date? And I'm like, no, because like, you've got to think about like the football and like when that's gonna come back on. And Mum's like, are you messing? Like, why are you so concerned about the football? I was like, Mum, because we're in the league here. Like, come on, like, calm down. I want to be here. Do you know what I mean? So there's a whole like debate of like when we're gonna do that again. But I was like, you know what? I'm not turning another year older. I was like, my 21st is next year. We'll celebrate properly next year. And she's like,
yeah. Just ignore it for this year. You're alright.
Literally. But what's the first thing that you think you'll probably do after like lockdown's been lifted, quarantine's over?
I can't imagine like what's gonna happen. Like, do you reckon they're just gonna be like, go outside? Because I've got like this image in my head of like everyone just like running out, just going mad. But I don't think they're gonna do it like that for that reason. So they, like, can you imagine the way everyone just like ran outside? I need to go see my friends and like just do something with them. Like, I miss them so much. Like, we're quite a close like group, and I always see them because we live like really close and we spend all the time together. So like, not seeing them a lot, it's hard. Like, you can group chat and stuff, but it's not the same, is it? So probably just go out with them. And yeah, hopefully I can imagine in my brain like the weather's nice, like let's all go like the beer garden, like you were saying, like let's just go there. And you know, I can see it in my head, but I don't know whether they're gonna like stagger it as to when they're gonna like go back to normal. So I don't know. What about you guys? What are you doing?
I don't know, you know. I've not really thought about it because I feel like it's so far away.
Literally.
Like, get your hopes up, do you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, probably go out for something to eat, maybe go to a restaurant if it's open, because I feel like you do miss that sort of social side. Fair enough, you're getting like, I'd probably go out to eat with my family even though I've seen them for ages, but then you're not just sat in a room with your family with like loads of other people, so you're getting that social interaction. So maybe something like that. It just depends on the weather. If it's raining, I'll probably just stay inside.
Guarantee the first day that like you're officially allowed out, it's like raining, and I'd be like, oh no, stop. Like, why?
Yeah.
No, I know when everyone's looking now, and just England in general, it'll just be all rain. But yeah, hopefully.
I'll be like, yeah, in the rain.
Literally, everyone probably will still go out.
They will. If they get the chance, they'll go.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been lovely to speak to you.
Good to see you, babe.
Yeah, you too. We'll leave the link in the description to like your website and your social media and all stuff like that, so everyone can go and check you all out. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Remember to like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all next week with a brand new podcast.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.